As you go down this path of spirituality, of understanding who you are, it is important, it is imperative, in fact, that you recognize that your consciousness is, in fact, the thing that creates your reality. Now, you may be wondering and you may be asking, well, if my consciousness creates my reality, what about all the things that has happened to me, all the things that has happened to other individuals? Can I control that? Why can't I make those things or make other people's lives essentially work out to their benefit? Well, there is different levels of reality. And though we often associate reality as one thing, that reality is often what I call the shared reality, right? The reality by which we all universally understand, communicate with one another, exchange with one another, exchange energy, things of that nature. But what's really important is that you understand the significance and the power of your reality, the reality by which you create. This reality you can look at as a lens, right? A lens by which you view your experiences, a lens by which you view even the experiences of other people. How you have your own personal perspective as to what is going on from that point of view, adding meaning, adding definition, adding what is something that you are to take away from, adding even how you are going to react to certain particular things. These things are in fact how you create your reality, because many times we associate reality as something that is constantly happening to us without any control or any input. But the reality is, even the small things that happen to you are dictated by how you respond to them, right? So essentially, it is your point of view as to what is happening in your life that truly makes you the creator of the result, makes you the creator of the path or the direction by which that thing goes. So when you think about having an exchange with another individual, though you do not have control over that individual and that individual's meanings and definitions and morals and points of view, you have complete control over how you react to them, how you respond to them, how you engage with them. This is how you essentially control the narrative, control the direction of the communication, the interaction, or even the relationship. So if you are, say, wanting to cultivate a relationship with somebody that you feel is very important to you, you can do so even if that person isn't as interactive or isn't as involved as you, right? If you wish to cultivate a relationship with that person, you can be the one that simply calls that person more often than they call you. You can simply invite them to more of your events than they invite you. Now, for a lot of people, that is something that is difficult because oftentimes we feel like relationships are 50-50, that they should be giving as much as you're giving. But in reality, it doesn't really work that way. But more importantly, the point I wish to get across to you here is that it doesn't matter what they do. It all matters as to what you do, because you have no control over what other people do or what other things, how they lay out or how they begin. You have 100% responsibility and control over how you respond to them, how you engage with them. And depending on how you engage with them from your point of view, whether you are somebody who is optimistic, positive, or somebody who is pessimistic and negative, you will in fact negotiate or narrate how that thing, that interaction, that situation, that event, how that goes, the direction by which that goes and what it develops into, essentially how it materializes a particular result. When you are mindful about consciousness being the thing that creates your reality, and your reality ultimately creates the universe by which you live in and how you exist, how you exchange with others, then you realize that when you are mindful, okay, about this, you are truly active and you are truly in a space where you know that every word, every thought, every emotion that you express, that you experience, will in fact dictate the outcome of that interaction. So you have to be mindful as to just how powerful your consciousness is. Because when you are mindful about that, you essentially can create any reality, any universe that you desire. And this is the point of understanding the significance of consciousness. Your consciousness is the thing that essentially creates all that you experience, because your consciousness, the way you view the things that you are experiencing, is essentially creating the outcome. It is creating the experience by how you view the experience. This is how, though we share a fundamental universe or reality together, this is how everybody has their own unique reality from themselves, right? That they live out, that they experience. This is why we all have different lives. We all have different goals. We all have different dreams, right? It is because our consciousness is creating something unique to the individual. Your consciousness is creating something unique to you from your point of view, from your lens, from your perspective. When you recognize that, then when you understand that when you change your perspective in alignment with the things that you desire, then your reality also will change in alignment with that perspective, thus creating the things that you desire. This is why it's important to understand life does not happen to you. Life happens from you. The life that you're living is a result of how you're thinking. It's a result of your perception, your understanding of the world, your truths. But those truths are only based really on your belief systems. Your belief systems change all the time. You change from moment to moment. Now it's time to understand that when you take ownership of the direction by which you wish to, quote unquote, change, then you ultimately change the outcome that you're experiencing. You change the life that you are living. So recognize that it is important to understand the power of your consciousness and the power of your ability to create your reality. When you are a conscious creator, you are creating the universe that you desire. You are creating the reality that you desire because you recognize the significance of this lens, this perspective by which you are seeing the world. And how you see the world is essentially you creating the world. We often stop at just simply seeing. And many times what we see, we don't like, not recognizing that if we don't like it, we also have the power to change it by changing our perception of what it is that we're seeing. In other words, if something negative has happened to you, many times people take that negativity as a sign that they're not good enough, as a sign that they are weak, as a sign that life sucks. But when you have the mindfulness of a conscious creator, you take that quote unquote negative experience and turn it into a lesson, turn it into an opportunity, turn it into something that will create beautiful and positive results. You see? So it is that way of owning your perception of life that actually creates the life that you want. And when you align your desires with this power of perceiving life and the universe and your reality, and align the things that you desire with the perception that you must have, the point of view that you must have in order to create that thing that you desire, then you understand the nature of your life, your nature as a creator, all right? Creating the things that resonate with your consciousness the most. So understand the power of consciousness and that your consciousness creates your reality. When you align your desires with that reality, then your desires ultimately will manifest. Thank you so much. Feel free to go to drabundant.com, subscribe to my daily newsletter, and get access to this free ebook, The Power Within. Also, I invite you to join my Conscious Creator Circle, where you will get weekly phone calls, coaching emails, coaching sessions, and more information and insight to help you become a conscious creator and thus create the reality that you want and desire. Continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always.